Hey everybody, it's Brooke. I gotta tell you, I'm in a creative daily journaling slump. I have been. If you follow me, you've been hanging with me for a while, you know I have been. I used to be really good about it. I love doing it. I don't know what my problem is, and I'm struggling with December. In fact, I haven't made a December daily, and now it's like this big thing. December daily. Brooke, you haven't made your December daily. And so I thought, once again, I would go ahead, even though it is now the 14th of December, I'm going to go ahead and make one because I always love making a journal, and I have been saving things and taking photos. So maybe if I go ahead and make one, it will get me going. If nothing else, I can stick in my photos. Both Never Hopeless by Elizabeth, my friend Elle, and Allison at AJ's Inspired Life are very encouraging about just stick pieces in. If that's as far as you get, it's as far as you get. And thanks you guys for helping me remember that. So I haven't made a little golden book creative daily journal for quite some time. And this book was just sitting on the table looking at me. So I thought, hey, let's go crazy eclectic. I'm going to use Rudolph. Sorry about the glare. I love how this book is worn and the corners are kind of worn. The blue is worn off some. This was a well-read book by Belinda. Belinda was rough on her book, but it's for me, so it's fine. I'm also going to use my Creepy Christmas Digi because I still love that. This is a freebie on the Recreations by Brooke Facebook group. If you're not a member, I'll put a link up there. Come on over. I post Friday freebies or Saturday freebies or, you know, sometime in that general vicinity. And this was a whole 18-page kit, which is super fun. It doesn't cost anything to join. The kits are completely free. Just make sure to answer those 3 simple questions so I know that you're a person and not a bot. That's all. Come play with us. So anyway, I'm going to mix that up. And then I have some Tim Holtz backdrops and some Tim Holtz stuff. So I thought, well, let's just get crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and clip these together so I don't mix anything up. The one thing about making a little golden book journal is you got to keep organized because it's really easy. I know, maybe it's just me, but it's very easy for me to get the pages mixed up. So what I like to do is take my book. I am not married to the silver spine. I know it's iconic and everything else, just not married to it. So if you want to, you can very carefully pry the cover off on both the front and the back. I know mine's already torn a little bit. The back of my book is torn a little bit. See? But you can pry those off and salvage this piece, should you care to. Me? Nope. Just gonna rip it. Like that. Boink. Sorry about the noise. And like that. Oh, we got half of it, but again, I'm really not married to it. These staples are industrial, so be careful about that. Be aware that they're there. I'm just gonna take out my staple puller. Oh, wait, we still have stuff left. Oh, maybe this will take out the staples for me. And again, I'm being careful because they used like murder staples back in the day. This book is from '82, but still, these things are sharp and they're thick. But it pulled it right out of the signature for us. It's a bonus. And if you're not familiar, little golden books come in 2 signatures. And I already did go through, gets little bits. I went through again in the interest of not mixing the pages up because they're never numbered. I just went through and numbered every other page. So I don't know if you can see that. There's 1 and 3, and that's just to keep me in line because I will go off the rails and mix things up. So now what I want to do is, hopefully I can remember how to do this. I haven't done one in so long. And I think that originally this was Gail Agostinelli's gig, but I've seen tons of people doing it, so I'm not sure if it originated with her or not. But it's a way to preserve the pages, not having to fold them or cut them, and keeping the story in order, which I think is fun. Okay, now I've got little bits everywhere. Let's get rid of those. So I just went right where the fold of the cover was. Bring that up so you can see. See where that folds? There's a crease right there. So I'm just going right along that crease and cleaning this up a little bit. Lining it up on my board as best I can. Oh, but then I moved it, of course. There we go. And using my craft knife, trim it down. If it's all the way, mine's kind of peeled back a little bit. If it's the full piece of chipboard, don't push down really hard and try to get it in one pass. It's much better to do 3 or 4 passes gently, and it will all come off for you. So we'll get rid of that too. Put my craft knife over there before we have an accident. Okay. So now we have our front and back covers. Awesome. I think this is so cute. I went ahead and made a spine. So all I did was take some chipboard, cut it to 1 3/4, and used the height of the book, made it the same height as the book, and I tore a piece of fabric at 4 inches wide and the length of the fabric. This fabric is seriously vintage, but it's cute. I like the retro looking Santa on it and the little stars. I bought this, I can't even tell you how long ago, probably 30 years ago. Yikes, way to date yourself, Brooke. So the way I'm going to do this is just you want your cover on your left-hand side. Pay attention when you're doing this, because I have put books together backwards. I know, it's a shockaroo. And actually, I like to do it this way. What am I thinking? So I'm going to line my spine up on a line on my mat, and I'm going to line my cover up and leave about 1/4 inch, give or take. Then I've got some masking tape. I'll do it over here. I did not pull masking tape off before I started. I'm sorry. I know it's a terrible noise. I tried to move as far from the mic as I could. And that does not look even remotely straight. So let's go ahead and try to get ourselves together. Yeah, that looks a little better. That looks better. And I'm just going to use my masking tape, burnish this down. You can also use Tyvek, a Tyvek envelope, or Tyvek that you order from Amazon, whatever works for you. We're also going to cover it with fabric, so it's going to be good and durable. I have never had a journal fall apart yet. You know, like beat on it or anything, but there you go. Okay, now I'll take my little folder. I could have been a little more generous with that space, I can tell you. But it's okay. We'll just work that masking tape down in there. Yep, that'll still bend. Okay, so now put that like that. Take our back cover. Again, lining it up on our mat. So I've got the edge of the cover running down one of the lines of my self-healing mat. And lining up our bottom, or our front cover, leaving a little bit more of a space so it's not quite so tight. You could pull that masking tape off and redo it, but I'm not really, loud, sorry. I'm not really that worried about it. Oh, my masking tape split. I like when that happens. Okay, trying to get that all uncurled. And it is a little later in the evening than usual, so I apologize for the shadows. It gets dark here in Maine at like 3 o'clock now. Looking forward to the 21st when things start going the other direction. Oh my gosh, you guys. My friend Janice told me how to avoid this, and of course I forgot that. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to hang it over the back cover a little bit. Get that down. Give it a good burnish. Press it down into our fold. Get that wrapped around. Have a little bend. Oh well. Bet we could just mush that out. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, can put my masking tape away. We're all good with that. Going to take our fabric, and I like to, first of all, let's make sure it wraps all the way around. It does. And I want to have the overlap down at the bottom. I just think that's less noticeable. But are we going to lose all the Santas that way? That's no fun. Let's just see. Guess we might have our overlap closer to the top, because then we could have that Santa there. I think I can live with that. So you want to, you can use tape or you can use glue, whatever you want to do. I think I'll get out my glue mat and use some glue. Trying to save my mat, my pristine mat. Okay. So I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac and just give the cover here a good dollop. So I put it down the center of the spine first, and then I'll go back on the edges. I'm looking for my smoosher outer. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. It's hiding. I cleaned up a little bit. See what happens when you clean up? Nothing good. So I'm just going to mush that out. And this is just a makeup applicator. It was gifted to me, but I think it came from the Dollar Tree is what I was told. My Dollar Tree never has anything fun. So I'm just going to eyeball this. Oh, I don't want Santa up that high. Eyeball it some. Making sure I covered the masking tape. Try to get it straight. And I don't mind the torn edges at all. I like, but you know what? I don't want to cover that much of Rudolph. Shoot. Talking, crafting, not paying attention. So let's get a little more glue. Give it a little bit of a smush. So I'm just going to go right to the edge of that masking tape. There we go, so we can still read Rudolph. Okay, there we go. That's better. And as I was saying, I do not mind the rough edges. I like how that looks. If you don't like how that looks, you can cover it with trim. You could turn it under and hem it, turn it under with glue. Whatever makes you happy is perfect. Let's go ahead and get some glue under this edge. Being fairly generous with it. You don't want it to go anywhere. Covering up a little bit of the back, but okay. I'm good with that. Do not mind. I really like where Santa ended up, so that's what that was my goal. Okay. So now we'll turn it to this side. And, oh, you know what? Just a little teeny bit of the masking tape is showing right there. I am okay with that. I can cover that piece with trim if it bothers me. So I think what I will do is first we'll cut off a little bit of this. Straight? Probably not. Oh, Lord, no. Not even close to straight, but that's okay. It's going to get covered up. And again, put some glue down. Oh, I'm creeping off. Sorry about that. The mat is slippery and I tend to push it away from me. I don't know why. Get that down. So I'm really, really hoping that this will get me going. If I have the journal done, it won't seem like it's looming over me. I'll be excited. That's my plan. What do you think, guys? It might work. If not, I have a December daily for next year, right? Pull that up. Make sure that's good and snug against the bottom. Oh, I don't like how that landed. I'm going to get rid of this mat in a second. There we go, that's better. And then I will just, oh, maybe we'll get lucky. And when we wrap this over, oh, that might cover that masking tape. I got a little bit crooked, but again, it's for me, so I'm just not going to sweat it. We are not aiming for perfection, are we? This time, maybe I'll just put the glue on the fabric. Quit messing around, right? Cover that up so we don't get a glue volcano. And bring this down and over. And that raw edge, once we get our signatures bound in, will barely show. It's really not a big deal. Although we don't have any glue under there, so let's go ahead and fix that. Now I have Fabri-Tac on my hands. Yuck. I just wanted to do the cover so it could be drying while we're making our pages. Yep, big gluey mess up in here. Oh well, it'll dry. Okay, go ahead and reinforce our little bendy parts. Shouldn't mess with it while it's wet, I guess, but I am. I'm a rebel. See how I roll? Just tucking that down in there, and again, do as I say, not as I do. Much better idea to wait until the glue dries. But I'm going to put that flat over there and let it dry and get rid of this because its slidiness is bothering me. Okay, so now we are at our book. Our little golden book. As I said, there are 2 signatures. Now for my December daily, I normally have 32 pages. Well, for most of my creative daily journals, I have 32 pages. So that's 8 pages folded in half. I'm not going to count the little golden pages as days because I won't journal on these. I just want to have the story in there because it's cute and I like the colors. So I have 2 signatures that I made that are 4 pages each. We may end up with, I couldn't math it out, we may end up with a few extra pages. That's just fine. Always lots of pictures in December. So I will set aside signature 2, and we've got signature 1. So what I'm going to do is the cover that I just set aside, we're going to measure. I think it should be 575. So I'm measuring from the edge. Oh, and this one's a little bit bigger. This is just about 6 inches wide from the edge of the book board to the edge of the book board. So I'm going to go ahead and say 5 7/8. No, I don't really want to do that. That's too much mathing. So I'm going to go ahead and make my pages 5 3/4. They could be a little bit smaller, but I'm okay with that. So 5 3/4 for the width. So we'll get out our scoreboard. And this page that I took out is page 1 and 2. And this is 11 and 12. Okay. I don't bother numbering the odd pages, or the even pages rather. Even my brain can figure that out. So I'm going to go ahead and score this at 5 3/4 inches. 1, 2, that's not right. That's 5 3/4. Uh-oh. Caught Rudolph's antler. Sorry, Rudolph. Sorry, Santa. And fold that over. Okay, so what we have is 1 and 2. This is going to get glued together. We'll have some signature pages in there. So we could put, I love him. He's like my favorite of the whole creepy Christmas kit. We could have him there. That's one of the background pages. And we'll take the next page. And all shall be revealed shortly. I'm sure you guys have seen this. It's nothing new. Let me scoot over. Okay, so this is page 3. Go ahead and score that at 5 3/4. You can fold it either way, back or forward. We got his ear again. Rudolph, darn it. Sorry, man. Okay, and then that one can go there. I'm going to put half of the first signature of the little golden book in the first signature of my journal. Then we could put in a brown piece. This is brown, they call it craft paper on Amazon, but it's like grocery bag weight. I love this stuff. I will link it down below if I can find it. And what should we do? Should we put in one more? This is scrapbook paper that I found hiding in the antique store garage. Old. 2007. It's called Festive by My Mind's Eye. And I really like the colors and everything. I think it goes really well. Plus, look how creepy that Santa is. Dude, kind of grungy. So I pulled that out just to use something different. Mostly for the colors. So we can go ahead and put that there. And the back, it's not double-sided, which I very rarely use, but there you go. Make sure everything's lining up, looking good. Okay, so we're here, so we can put in one more of our Rudolph pages. That's the last page of the signature, of the little golden book signature. 5 3/4. Don't push too hard when you're using your scoreboard, because sometimes the pages can be a little brittle. I think it depends on how hard they were looked at. And then that could go there. Come back here. And there's that with our page 7. And this is some beautiful music page. Also vintage. Okay, so what happened, what we have now, here's page 1 of the little golden book. Page 2. There's page 1, or December 1st, December 2nd, and there we are at page 3 of the little golden book. Okay, so you just go along, there's page 4. There's page 5. Page 6, so we're doing well. And then the other half of all of them. So, now we have to address our little golden book pages. Take this out. So I'm just going to pull out this first page that we folded. Okay. And all we've done is we've created a place to make a tip in, pretty much. So we're going to do something with this in order to extend the page out. Okay, I'm using this little fold. So the first thing I think I want to do is go right in here and grab my, oh, I didn't test my art glitter glue before I turned on the camera. Bad news. Just going to go right along that crease where we scored it and press that down. That way the page isn't flapping around. And yes, making a mess on my mat. Good grief. Okay, so that'll keep that in place. And then there are all sorts of fun things you can do once you get the pin back in your art glitter glue. Don't do anything until you've done that. So that's secured. We go back here and we have our little flap. And what I did was I just glued right along this edge. This is our folded edge. So if we wanted to, we could do something like put in a bag, right? I love this little craft bag that says Merry and Bright. So what I'm going to do is line this up. Actually, let's use the cutter. Let's go crazy and use our cutter. Okay, I just want to take off a teeny little sliver, hardly anything. Whoop. Cutter's behaving badly. Okay, there's that. Pardon me. So now we've got this open and we've got the little flap. A little tuck spot, sort of. So we can put that right in there. Or do we want to do it this way? Let's do it this way so then it's facing up. And I'm just going to center it right in there. Put some art glitter glue right down in here. Only put enough of the bag in to make it secure. I don't want to lose too much of that bag, so just enough to make sure it's stuck in there and isn't going anywhere. Turn this over. Whoop. Whoopsie. Oh, now I put it in further. Darn it. Oh well. You can still read it, so all is well. Put glue here. You could use double-sided tape if you wanted to. Whatever you like. This is supposed to be fun and relaxing and hopefully get us jump-started if we're having a little bit of a journaling block. Okay, so there's that. Get it good and burnished. So here are pages. Here are pages. Here's our bag. I don't necessarily like how that looks, so let's take, I don't know, something. I have some washi tape. Oh, there's some Tim Holtz, no, I'm sorry, 49 and Market washi tape that I really like. So let's use this. I think I actually will add some glue stick to it. Seems judicious. Let's do it. Wow, the shadows are so bad, you guys. I'm sorry about that. I just didn't have 1 second earlier today to record. Well, let's be real. My shadows are kind of always bad. Truth be told. Get that put down there. So that kind of reinforces that. Plus it looks festive. Give that a burnish. Fold it that way. And we could put some more on this side if we wanted to. Could put a strip of paper. We could cut the little flaps. In fact, let's do that. Better cap up my glue, huh? Irresponsible glue owner. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to miter this corner right to the fold. Why? No reason at all. Just because I felt like it. This guy's out of the way. There's Merry and Bright. Should we put the same washi tape on? Or should we put on something else? We could put on a piece of fabric. We could put a strip of paper. Just looking for some paper. You could also just wait until you get to this in your journal. But you know what I think I'll do is use some wider washi tape. I've been wanting to use this 49 in Market that I got. And this looks like a dandy place to use it. I got this from Michelle at Your Crafting Source. Wonderful price. Wonderful lady. Can't say enough good things. I will link Michelle down below as well. Definitely go and subscribe to her. She has the best selection of stuff and the best prices. You guys, I hit the recording button and turned it off without realizing it. I just pulled off this washi tape because I covered up too much of the letters. Apparently I'm just not paying that much attention. Shame on me. Good thing it's for me, huh? So let's see if we can salvage this. Put some glue stick on it. Where did I throw my glue stick? Oh, I see it now. Oh, really? Yeah, I don't have patience for that. Okay. Let's just find something else. And I just had a craft-a-lanch. That's no good. I have some scraps from my Tim Holtz paper. Oh, that looks kind of pretty, doesn't it? Let's use that. Let's just do that. Heck yes. Why not? Is it the right width? Yeah, I'll take that. Did I just get my head in shot? I'm sorry. Crazy old noggin. So that'll just cover up that seam and put something pretty and decorative there. And let me get my book before I put this glue on my mat. Look, I was paying attention for a second. Go me. I don't think that has a direction. Oh, that looks pretty. I like that. Still covered up most of the tea, but we get the idea, right? And I'll just go back here and trim off the part that's showing where we mitered it. So that's fun. It's just an extra page in the journal and a place to put stuff if we get a Christmas card that I want to put in, or extra photos, or just anything. That'll work. Okay, let's put the pen back in my art glitter glue. Will I ever learn? Okay. So there's that. Okay, and then we can put in the next page in our signature. Or put this with the rest of our signature. So let me show you. Now we'll have page 1. I might use some faux vintage tape on that or something. There's page 2. Here is our journal page. And now we're at our next page in the little golden book. And if we go back here, here's the other side of our journal page. And here's page 11. And here's our little bag that we added. Isn't that cute? And this whole thing will tuck neatly into our cover. This is dry enough to mess with. I think so. It's not really dry enough, but there you go. You can see. It will fit right in there. None of the pages extend out. And we've barely lost any of the cover. And we have the whole story. So let's do one more. And I think I'll make this a couple parts. So if you guys feel like playing along, get your supplies out. Go find a little golden book or whatever you want to do. Let's get our Christmas on. Maybe a little late, but that's okay. What did I do here? Oh, whoops. Okay, I moved the fold. So there we go. There we have it. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and fold it this way so that your extra piece, your extra tip in, is on the front rather than the back. Totally up to you. So once again, I'm just going to put a little bit of art glitter glue right along the edge to seal that up. I think many, many years ago, I did a live stream doing this kind of little golden book. I would say I would link it for you, but back in the day, I wasn't very good about putting tags in. So, yeah, we'll just do this and do a new one. And now, on this, let's see what it's going to be up against in our book. I think it probably will go right after this. So what would look nice up against our red paper? I did try to think of that a little bit. I have this piece of Tim Holtz backdrops. Oh, look, isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? So we could do that. Just make it an extra page. Let's do that and then see what happens. We could add something else to it if we wanted to. So I'm just going to make a mark. Should be what, 7 3/4 high? Something like that. Grab our trimmer. I actually, I want to keep this part where it's all stained. So I think I will cut it at the other end. 7 3/4. Oh, I did have it marked on that end. Yay. I'll keep that because it's so beautiful. Love the polka dots. Pull this out. What, do we want the polka dots against that? And then just trying to decide, just making a decision. we like that together? That's kind of cute, isn't it? It's busy, but I'm fine with that. I don't mind busy. Okay. So let's put that back over there. Keeping them in order. And grab my glue book. So I'm going to put glue all down here. Line that up. Maybe I'll do it this way. That makes more sense, huh? Getting that straight. Ooh, it's a little bit shorter than our page. How did that happen? Oh well. Oh well. It's also just a tad wider. I didn't think that was going to be too wide. That surprises me. Does it surprise you guys? How does it go with the rest of the pages? Oh, yeah, it's a little too wide. Let's go ahead and trim that off. Oh, I'm concentrating really hard, and I think I keep going out of frame. I'm sorry, you guys. Trying to remember how this goes. There we go. We'll save even that tiny strip because it may help us cover up one of those pages at some point. Now we're in a business. So we have that facing that, which I like. I think it's pretty. And we've got that. We just need to do something with this. Now we could make it into a pocket. Oh, hey now. Oh, that's not long enough. Shoot. I was all excited for a minute. What else do we have? Looking at my Tim Holtz scraps again. Let's do that. Try to use some of these rascals up. Ooh, I like this. Oh, and it's perfect. Should we make a pocket or a tuck? I like that idea. Let's do that. We are going to have to trim it off just a little bit because for some reason that's shorter. I don't know why. And I think I don't want it this wide. Oh, but do we like that better? Oh, again, it's busy, but I do kind of like it. Well, let's trim it down and we'll see. So I think it needs about 1/4 of an inch. And we'll make it, I don't know. We'll make it 3 inches wide, or 2.5? 2.5 inches wide. Wish I could hear you guys. I should have done this on a live, so you could tell me which side we want. I'm going to go with this one. It was my first call, and I'm going to do it. So if you wanted to ink, now is the time. Just grab my little beleaguered circle punch and eyeball the middle. Yes, you could measure if that makes you happier. I don't want to, so I'm not. Sorry about my nails. I got, when I was jelly plating with Devin and Kathy Berg the other day, we were using alcohol inks, and I didn't wear gloves. Whoops. So I'm going to fold that to see where to put it. Just scoot that right up there. And now we have a side tuck. Fun. Again, if I want to do a challenge or something like that, I can tuck that into that pocket. There are all kinds of December challenges going on right now. So if you don't feel like journaling, hey, do some challenges. Just make some stuff. Okay, get that pressed down and put back in. Make sure I've still got these in order. Did I just do that the wrong direction? I did. Guys, what did I do? What did I do? totally got it going in the wrong direction. But I think it's going to be okay. Because here is page 3. Goes there. That'll go there. Yeah, I totally turned it inside out or something. Let's see what happens. There's that. There's that. Page 3. All right, here's page 5. Yeah, I did something weird the way I turned it. But will it still work to sew in is the question. Yes, it will. Okay, we're all right. We did something weird. Okay, it wasn't we, it was me. So we're good. And we have one more page to do, which is this one. But I did want to show you, just in case you wanted to go ahead and do yours. We could put that there. Do exactly the same thing with page 5. And then stack them all up. Okay. I like to go through and double check that I've still got them in order before I do any sewing. Right? So there's page 5, page 6. Page 7. Good, we're in business. So what I would do is go right here to the center of the signature, just like any other journal, and we're going to end up sewing it right through there. So I am going to say goodbye there. I'll tell you the truth, because yes, it is the 14th. I might work on this even though it's not bound. I might work on this a little bit tonight, but we'll come back and finish it tomorrow. So if you're feeling a little bit draggy about December Daily, make a new journal. If you don't have one, or even if you have one, make one for next year. As I said, I'm hoping this will jumpstart me. Everyone has little golden books laying around. We'll see what happens. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.